bigging up them damn women too goddamn much.
Yep.
Well, you be bigging them up, period, man.
Yep. Well, according to what he told me, because I'm gonna keep it real. We talked. I ain't gonna come up here and lie about what you said. You told me you didn't know about it. You found out about it that was going on. And when
but you should have knew about it, man. You should have knew about it.
You should have. But Barak Shah. But then on the other hand, Elder Tahar, through the Spirit, have been saying that Barak Shah wasn't right. Now, if you were watching the videos back then, you should have took heed to that. Barak Shah wasn't right no way. So Barak Shah had his woman up in there teaching a woman's class, and then you said you found out about it. Nate said he found out about it, and he flipped, and he stepped to Barak Shah and said, look, man, what the hell are you doing? You can't be doing that. That's going on. What the hell are you doing? Got a woman, your woman. You can't be having your woman doing that shit and doing that. Nah, man, that's off. You can't, whatever. You said you rebuked Barak Shah, right? Which really you should have just kicked him out right then and there. then Barak Shah bucked up against him and said, nah, man, you can't tell me I can't have my woman up. You down, you going up. My woman's spiritual. Spirit of the Lord is dealing with my woman. She's on a level. As a matter of fact, I want my woman to be. Nate told me that this dude said he wanted his woman. I want to get it right. I believe he said that he wanted his woman to be a part of the damn council, man. She should be up there with the deacons. Matter of fact, she can teach all of y'all. Y'all can all learn from my woman.
Hold up, you a cop. You should have actually arrested him, man. You should have spread eagle that nigga and threw some cuffs on his ass, man. What kind of shit is that, man?
Yeah.
He would have been out the school. There wouldn't be no council. He'd been out the school, brother.
Yeah.
Right then and there.
Yeah.
All right.
So in the midst of that madness, that's when Nate was telling me it's Barak Shah's woman, and probably Barak Shah too. But Barak Shah woman, that's how all that, she went spreading all the goods on what was going on in their personal life with Nate and his woman and all that. That's how that got out there into the congregation and all that. So Nate kicked him out. He said, yeah, he told him he got, which was the right thing to do. He kicked his ass out, told him and his woman to get the hell up out of there, right? So they left, but then all that madness had already got out into the congregation. All that bullshit, and what you said, it was embarrassing, it was messed up, which is true, man. But then on the other hand, man, you should have rebuked your woman for telling her all that stuff, man. Okay, but then that's why the scripture says the women, if they are to learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. See, but that's what I'm saying, brother. That's why Nate, you shouldn't have the women up in there.
He still has women in his class.
Yeah, but that's why you shouldn't have them up in there.
Number one, you should get rid of all the women.
That's right. That's right.
Get rid of all the women.
Yep.
I'm not saying that, just hey, look, just have all the men in the school got women. Let Paul said it.
Yeah.
let their women learn at home, man. If they have anything to ask, let them ask their husbands at home.
Yeah, that's right.
Cause you don't need to be having no women up in there, man.
Nah,
and you don't need to be having no crying babies up in there, man.
That's right, man.
Yeah, crying all in the background, man. You know?
Yep. That's a distraction from the word, man. And then that's how adultery comes into play, which, okay, I'm going to bring this up. And then Nate told me also, because after we were dealing with the main issues that we have with him, right? But then, like I said, we started going into other stuff. We were talking. And like I said, I'm going to keep it 100% real. When I was talking to you, man, I was happy as hell to see you, man. And for like a hot minute, it was almost like, as we were talking, it was almost like I was talking to the old Nate. Yeah, it was almost. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. I was happy to see you, man, and the spirit. It was cool, but you gotta correct. You gotta correct the things you're teaching, man. I'm gonna say that. But when as you were telling me about the other stuff, it was like how it used to be when we was cool with you, man. For that point, it was like, damn, like back on back on Delancey, brother. I'm not gonna be phony. I'm not gonna act like okay, like I'm not gonna sit here and act like I wasn't. Look, man. I was happy to see you, and I told you it was a spiritual, and I told you that you might be a man of the Lord. I believe that you might be a man of the Lord, right? But you do gotta set right what you gotta come full circle, man, and you gotta get rid of that stubbornness, brother. Now, if you know that, like what I see in the spirit, you know that the spirit of the Lord, not to boast, you know that the spirit of the Lord is dealing with us, man. Elder Tahar on down or GMS, you know that, man. Because you pretty much said that to me in a roundabout way.
Well, what proves that is that before we came on YouTube, you were doing music videos and little 10-minute little speaking out on the streets, and you didn't get no really didn't have no fruits. And another thing, you had a 5 o'clock shadow, man. Or shorter than the 5 o'clock shadow, and we got on you about that. And then for some reason, you had changed your whole thing up, and you started doing all, going out there and showing the whole videos. And then if you notice, you started getting fruit. You know?
Yeah. That's right, because you corrected it. Now you told me, you said I'll bring it for edification, and I'm gonna say it on camera because I know you're gonna watch it, Nate. I'm going to bring out some of the stuff you told me because it's for edification. It has to come out for the other brothers, other people to know. For the brothers that's in GMS and for the people in your congregation as well. To know what and who a wicked niggas are. Okay? Yeah, the wolves are. For the people and for the edification of the people in your congregation too. So they know what and what not to do and who and what the wicked niggas are. Like Sa'aja. The wolves. Oh, and Nate acknowledged that Johanna's the devil, right, Nate? Because I asked you at first.
Well, you should tell Johanna that.
Yeah.
Okay? Hey, you should tell Johanna that.
Yeah.
Let the world know what you think about Johanna. We let the world know what we think about Johanna.
Yeah, you got to come out with it.
Sarah Suit and Seti and Bro Polite is after Johanna.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, they admitted, Nate. It did, because I was talking about it. I was getting on Johanna and you were laughing. And at first, it was almost like you ain't want to say nothing. He's like, yeah, you guys, y'all be getting on your Johanna, man, bad. I said, yeah, because he ain't right, man. And then I said, look, Nate. I said, look, bro. I said, look, brother, come on, man. I said, Nate, come on, bro. I said, listen, man. I said, your video. I said, we go into the scriptures. I said, when you watch your videos, you be going into the scriptures. You be bringing out scriptures. At least if somebody watch your videos, they're going to learn something. You are a scripture man, Nate. You be going into them scriptures, right? But Johanna, this is my exact words, what I said to Nate. I said, Johanna, all that dude do is rant and rave and scream and make a goddamn fool out of himself. And then you started laughing. You said, yeah, you right. He's the devil. He is the devil. I said, come on, man. And then you said, yeah. Nate said Ya'asha is the devil, Rahab is the devil, and he used the word devil. He said they're devils, Sa'aja is a demon, he said the mafia is the devil and Satan. Okay? Now after y'all kicked us out, and Nate told me after we got kicked out, a mafia just kicked everybody out. A mafia, Nate told me after they got rid of us, a mafia just got on some shit and said, oh, yo, niggas, get the hell out of that school, because he was in control of that school or the building. A mafia kicked everybody out. And then, at that point, that's when Ya'asha and them split from Mo. Now, Barak, Bunyamin, Ash, them HODC 12 guys, they stayed with Mo. Right? Which, like I said, there's a chance, I'm going to say this, Barak might be a man of the Lord.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
man.
maybe. That's how I said might.
He's teaching that the Antichrist is hovering around somewhere.
Yeah. Well, that's why I use the word might. And the reason I'm saying that is because at least he stuck with Mo. When all that, when that happened, Nate, Ya'asha, and them went off. Barak he stuck with King Marsha. He stayed with King Marsha.
Oh, well, that's another thing that I don't know if you.
We didn't get into that.
Because Nate was saying, what is he doing that he's going off that I keep getting on him about outside of the Cornelius thing, which we squashed 8 years ago on the phone, man. And I brought up the thing about the casting of the lots, and then if we would have kept talking, I would have brought out the thing about King Marsha. Because that's why you guys left the school in the first place, because of they were disrespecting King Marsha, and that's why y'all left, so y'all can put King Marsha on the throne. But you, through your daggone dreams, man, said that you had a dream that Marsha told you to put pork juice in the rice, and then you woke up from the dream and you said, nah, that can't be King David. You know?
That's just
so that's another thing that you went off on, man.
Well, the scripture says dreams lift up fools. You got to know, now the dream I had about you, that was a spiritual dream. Because it came to pass. Did it not? And you have to acknowledge it came to pass, because I said it. And if people think I made it up, you go back and watch some of the videos from a month ago, right, or a few weeks back when I had the dream. We did the studio show. I said it, so that's the proof on it. We got proof. Yeah. We got proof that I said it before this happened. Yep. Okay, so you can't say, nobody can say that I'm lying. I just made up the fact that I had a dream. No, it's on the camera, man. It's on video. Anyways, you acknowledge that Johanna was the devil, and you said Yasha and them guys.